Hello and welcome to Cyclocosm.com's How the Race Was Won. This week's edition covers an event that is arguably the biggest one-day race in the world, the Tour of Flanders. It's such a big race, in fact, that Cycling TV ran out of pop-up windows and I was unable to see all but the final 26 kilometers. Don't worry though, Cycling TV sponsors. The Scott's Money blog pop-ups were working just fine. Anyway, from what I can piece together, the action up to that point was fairly straightforward. Quick.Step put Sylvain Chavanel into the first serious break of the day, while behind, Boonen and Pozzato attacked and marked each other repeatedly. Some riders, including Heinrich Hausler, attempted to take advantage of the stalemate, but it was not to be. Chavanel, noticing the numbers behind, and no doubt the audible creaking coming from Leifosta's knees, attacked the break with Liquigas's Manuel Quick.Step. This was the situation when video was restored. Shortly thereafter, Devolder decided he could no longer restrain himself and jumped across the break, dropping them over the Muir, dashing up the Bossberg, and time-trialing home for the win. Quick.Step made it look easy, and thanks to some solid teamwork, it was. The chatter on Twitter featured plenty of clicking tongues when Devolder took off with his teammates still on the break, but it was the right decision. With the 60-strong peloton lurking behind, a dying breakaway on the straight-ahead Bossberg would have been easy fodder for a fast-chasing pack, and judging by Pozzato's practically effortless ascent of the Muir, Gruppo Compatto was the last thing Quick.Step wanted. Devolder's shown throughout his career that he's at his best off the leash, and his move forced Pozzato's hand at a time when Quick.Step had the option to select a small group to go with the Italian, to leave him dangling alone in no man's land, or, in the event that he sat back, to let the break extend its advantage. Katusha's only safe response was to launch a badly outmatched Sergei Ivanov after Devolder, but the hapless Russian quickly found himself tailed by yet another Quick.Step minion, Matteo Tozzato. Simply put, Quick.Step mastered every aspect of this race. Watch as on the lower slopes of the Muir, Chavanel slides up to second wheel, forcing Quick.Step to battle from a bike length behind as Devolder makes his inevitable attack. The team car even had the Frenchman taking poles in hopes of a 1-2 finish after Devolder ran out his lead to an acceptable distance. Devolder also had the advantage of being a Flamand in a very Flemish race. While his flat-backed, muscular style lends itself well to solo efforts, the forest of race vehicles and motorbikes that surrounded the Quick.Step rider for most of his breakaway certainly didn't hurt his ability to keep the tempo high. Behind the Belgian, tempers flared as his teammates kicked back and enjoyed his lead, but other than a few symbolic charges by Juan Antonio Flecha, there were few fireworks. Heinrich Hausler slipped away from the field for second, while teammate Thor Hushovd once again failed to impress, getting crashed out from behind in the final kick. Philippe Gilbert did manage to collect third, finally giving Silence Lotto something to cheer about this season. However, their elation must have been deadened by the sudden appearance of the French-speaking Belgian's haircut before the podium ceremony. I'm Cosmo Catalano, and that's how the race was won.